Welcome. You are listening to The Travel Winds, hosted by Pete Kotzbach. This is a weekly interview show about people who travel for work and all the ups and downs that go along with it. Each episode includes a variety of discussions with athletes, business people, musicians, influencers, entertainers, and even regular folks from around the world. Thanks for listening. Here we go.
Welcome to the show. Today, my guest is surfer Matt Archbold. How are you today, Matty?
Hi, how's it going, man?
Good, buddy. I appreciate the time. It's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah. You have quite the career. I mean, decades long. I mean, now it's kind of weird to say that. It's like,
I know, right? I don't like saying that. I mean,
I know, I
cool.
hear you, bro. It's like,
on one hand, it's cool, but on the other hand, it's like, God, man, no one ever wanted to end, you know?
My youngest daughter is pregnant, so I'm going to be a grandfather. So
Oh,
it's a whole different world.
yeah, that's for sure. Wow, man. I know.
Yeah.
I'm my oldest son is 31, and so I'm old enough to. I mean, he's old enough to have kids, but he just chooses not to at the moment. So we'll see. Maybe my daughter will.
Yeah, she's 27. My other one's 28. So right in there.
Yeah. Oh, wow. That's about perfect age.
Yeah, it is what it is.
It happened.
I was younger, so
yeah, me too.
Yeah, they at least made it past my age, so it's all good. It's all good. So I'm so stoked. You're my first surfer I've had on a show. I've had Olympic athletes, I've had pro athletes, football players, but surfing's kind of a unique deal where, I mean, you get to go to the best spots in the world.
Yeah.
And have fun doing something you love to do, and sometimes you get paid. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, well,
or it can be.
Yeah, it was cool. I mean, that was like my mom always said, it was the best school you could get. You know, it was like being on the road traveling. And it's like because I dropped out of school just to start doing that. You know, pursue my career. I asked my mom if it was okay, and she said, "Yeah, that's the best education you could get is traveling the world." So I was like, "Yeah, you're right." I agree. See you later.
So how many different countries have you been in? Have you ever thought about that?
That's a good question. I haven't thought about that, but pretty much everywhere you can surf, I've been there. Every country you can surf in, I think. I mean. That's a good. I should think about that. I mean, I can think about that and get back to you on that one. Geez, I'd have to sit down for a while and think about that. But
yeah,
a lot. Yeah.
What do you think's been the most influential place you've been at?
Influential place, as in like what do you mean influential? Like
however you want it to take it. I mean, I mean, I had. Maybe where you met your wife, maybe where you took your kids surfing for the first time. Maybe it's the place you feel most at home. Maybe it's the place that made you turn around.
Yeah. Wow. Geez, that's a hard one because there's so many.
Yeah.
There's so many that have meant so much to me. You know. Of course, I love Hawaii. It's not out of this country. That's like my second home, pretty much. And then, but I've always loved to go to Japan. It's just so different. I always say that, but. I like to go to anywhere that's like a tropical place. It's warm.
Yeah.
Brazil was really neat. Geez, I don't know. I like Europe. There's so many different places. It's hard to. I just kind of made the best out of every place I've gone to, and I've enjoyed every single place. Had fun. I've had good times and bad times, you know. But I'd say one of the most influential places is probably Japan, because it's just so different, you know. I like Japan a lot, and the waves are good, and it's a good place to go for a couple of weeks. You know,
were you in the southern islands or?
Well, I was all over Japan. I've been in some different islands. Like when I first started going there when I was about 16, we went to this. We had a contest out in this island called Najima, which is you fly into Tokyo, and then you drive from the airport to the ferry, you know, the harbor.
Yeah.
And get on a ferry. I don't even know which way we went, but I know we have to be on this ferry overnight, you know. So we'd all get on this ferry and at nighttime you'd get there in the morning. And but so on that big ferry, and all of us surfer guys, and then you had all the Japanese. It was a big ferry, and we just stay up drinking beers and having fun all night long. And then we get there the next morning, kind of just sleep it off a little bit, and then go surf. But that island was it was just a small little island, and it was just beautiful. I mean, you could ride a moped around it in like, I don't know, half an hour or so. It's tiny, a tiny little town. I don't even. It might have been a fishing town, or I don't know what it was, but the water is really clear and beautiful, and it was just, I went there, I contest there every year for like, I don't know, probably I did about 5 or 6 contests there, so 5 years there. It was beautiful, and I always stayed at the same place, and the Obachan, like the mama-san lady that would stay at these little houses, and she called me Mato, and she'd always just be she'd be waiting at the dock for me, it's like old lady. So every year I'd go, and she would just always pick me up and get, with their little like mini van. Like now they have them over here, but back then they didn't. It was just a tiny little minivan.
Yeah.
Like a minivan truck that was really cool. She'd always pick me up with her little bonnet on her head, because she was really cool. And like other people would stay there, but she was so nice because I was her favorite. And she even, like, everybody'd have to like squat in the hole, take a crap in the hole, because holes. And she always, after like the second or third year, she'd go, Matt, and show me like the Western toilet in the back. Little stuff like that was really cool that I always got like taken care of, because, I just, from repeat going back and back, and just making friends, like, just that lady right there. I don't know if she's still alive, probably not. It was a long time ago, but just like that, those kind of memories are really cool of Japan, like how different it is.
Now, here's the question: did you tell the other guys that there was a Western toilet, or did you just leave it for yourself?
No way, because the other toilet, it wasn't a toilet; it was just a hole in the ground. You'd have to go in outside; it'd just be flies everywhere. It's gnarly, and I was like, just the family got to use that one in the back, and I was like, I would guess I was part of the family at that point. That was cool. Yeah.
Do you think because all your travel, you figured out being nice kind of got you stuff like that, I mean, and respecting their culture and respect,
Oh, definitely. Yeah. Always have respect. Like, I always try to have the most respect, and treat everybody, especially where how they treat, I would expect them to treat me at my house,
Yeah.
So I would just take that to everywhere I went, it's their place. You respect it and let them show you around, and,
I would think I looked at, dude, I was going to go to Japan with my daughters, which is hard to do when they're in their 20s with their ones that got married and the other, in April of 2020.
Oh yeah.
And everything shut down in March.
Oh my God, what a bummer! Yeah.
So yeah, now we're and now it's going to be tough trying to because now that she's got a baby on the way, she's not going to want to travel. So
Japan is so cool. You should try to do that.
Yeah, we're going to. My wife and we'll still go, but we started doing a lot of research on it, and I think everyone thinks Japan is just Tokyo, and then you have these southern islands that are tropical islands.
Really neat.
Yeah.
Where did I go? There's another island I went to that I brought my wife and kids to. My wife would know.
I know that feeling.
My buddy that lives over there, his name's Dai. He's gonna be so mad because I can't think of the name right now, but I'll ask my wife before we are done. What's it called? Darn it. Anyways, I can't think of it right now.
Yeah. It's all good.
But yeah, there's so many islands, and there's a lot of good waves. Did she have a lot of good waves in Japan. I mean, just gotta go during like typhoon season, and or like still. I mean, the typhoon. You think it doesn't really hit; it's the swells hit.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's killer.
But I was curious, man. Back in the late '80s when I surfed for a very brief time. It was called Surfline. And calling Surfline to find out the swell and to find out, was Halama breaking, was Rincon, where's the swell coming from? And now it's on your phone. Now you can see the buoys and temperature reads and everything, wind temp, everything. Can you imagine having that back in the day?
I know, right? we probably wouldn't have surfed that many different spots. So
Yeah,
now you just know where the best spot is.
exactly.
You can look at it on your phone, but I don't know. I'm stoked where I grew up the time I grew up, because I was just talking to someone today about the time. Oh, my wife, the time we grew up, like through the 70s and 80s and 90s and stuff. Everything was everything was thriving. Like from like we had everything from like roller rings to like anything you wanted to do. Everything was open and everything was just pumping. And these days, it's like, I don't know. It's kind of, to me, it's just a lot of it went to video games and all those. People don't really get out as much as and travel as much as we did. I mean, everything we did was kind of seemed like it was outdoors. And
well, I was thinking too, like you just said, you would only nowadays you would go, oh, Porto's breaking, so I'm going to go there instead of going to Rat, but God, dude, I used to live right off Crown Valley Parkway, so Salt Creek was my home spot. But I would want to go down to Churches or Cottons, but you'd show up and sometimes it wouldn't break, and you'd just go out and surf crappy waves for 2 hours, because you already made the drive and walk. And
if you're gonna make the drive down there back then, you
surfed.
You go in you walk down, you're like, oh, it's flat. You're not gonna turn around. You're gonna just go surf no matter what.
And I don't think that happens anymore. I think there's webcams, so you can see if it's breaking or not. You know what I mean?
Not only that, then these guys jump on your e-bike, your electric bike.
I hate those things, but
fly down the hill and like, oh, it's. But still, if you go down there, I have to surf.
Yeah.
You can't just look at it and go, no, I'm not going out. Some people do.
Right?
But they make it so easy these days with the cameras and like you said, the buoys and then these electric bikes.
Yeah. It's curious because and I'm biased because I'm your age, I'm 55, but I sit there and go, it seemed like the era of surfing. I mean, you had Fletcher, Dino, Slater was he wasn't there yet. You had the tail end of Curran and some other guys. It was the right time, right place.
Yeah. Guys, and a lot of good fun.
Yeah. Definitely. And what was traveling like back then?
I was thinking about that earlier when I asked you what we were going to talk about. And it was just so much. It was actually fun, like going through the airports, and like I remember traveling with always had a skateboard wherever I went with like through the airports and stuff. So, like I check my bags in, and then I just jump on my skateboard and just fly through the airport. Nobody's, I'd have my backpack on, and just like me and Christian or something would be skating through the airport. Everybody, and people be looking at you and stuff, and nobody say anything. And these days, there's no way you could do that.
Oh God, no, man.
You can't even get through security. I mean, it takes hours, and it was actually fun. I mean, we had so much fun, and you chill out in the airport, or a layover somewhere, and we could skateboard around. Just, I don't know. It's just way different than now. Like now, recently we went somewhere and we almost missed our flight just because trying to get through TSA. It's horrible. I was going through TSA and I had some like this monk fruit sugar, like it's not sugar, it's a sugar substitute. A whole bag of it, and it wasn't even open. And the guy just, he was looking at it like it's sugar substitute. And the guy,
monk fruit,
he just saw it as all white, and he took me to the side and added me, like took everything off. I was like, you can have it, if you want. And he's all, well, now I have to, are you feel comfortable right here? Not stripping all the way down, but take it off. And I'm like, yeah, just do it, right? I'm gonna miss my flight. Let's go. And so it was gnarly. I was like, this sugar, dude. But just they're so power hungry, I think.
I had a guy. I flew up to Bozeman, Montana, and flying into Bozeman for work, I had a guy say, "Hey, just so you know, it's a TSA training airport, so leave extra time when you're leaving." I'm like, I thought he was messing with me. I'm like, cool. So I take the same backpack and all my gear and all that, and I get pulled out. I get stopped at the TSA, and he's like, "We need to go to secondary and go through your luggage." I'm like, "Okay, I got whatever." And it was all because of my my stapler, which had a grip, a handle on it.
Yeah.
So it looked kind of like a gun handle, I guess. Yeah. So I got pulled over for a stapler. I'm like,
hey, that's right. I said, you have it, but I guess once they pull you over, they pull you in, they have to, then you're in. So there's nothing like, you can't just take it and leave. It's like, that's gnarly.
Yeah.
I don't think, is it going to ever change? I mean,
no,
it's not going to go back to how it was. I mean,
no,
I think,
no, there's no way.
No way. I mean, I remember we were on a flight one time to, where are we going? To Brazil, and we had to change planes, and there wasn't enough room and down for all our board bags and stuff down low. So we're like looking out the windows, going, "No, your board's not getting on." I'm like, "Oh, look, there's mine. It got on." Like, we're all yelling at each other, and like everybody's freaking out, started yelling, and then so we almost had like probably half the plane. So they just started bringing our board bags in because we were making such a fuss inside of the plane, like over the seats and stuff, and people had to duck down.
Oh, that's awesome.
And we flew with all the board bags, like a lot of them inside of the plane. And like, there's no way you would do that these days.
Oh God, no, man.
In Brazil, so they didn't care, but it was so cool. I was like, yeah, this is killer. Everybody got their boards because we're like, no, we need the boards.
Yeah, we forget the other stuff. Just bring the boards.
And they did it. That was so cool. I think that was in the late 80s, maybe early 90s.
Oh, that would never happen.
No, I think back on those times, and there's no way they would do that. They would say, "Sir, what is that?"
I have my jiu-jitsu instructor is from Brazil, and he had a trip down there, and he came back and said, "How'd you like it?" He goes, "Man," he goes, "I love going to my home country, but I also hate it." I go,
Really?
"Why?" He goes, "I love the freedom that's down there. You're free, like you do, but the negative is it's free. So like cars are, there's no stop signs mean nothing. Green lights, red lights mean nothing. So, you get Americanized and you get used to stopping at stop signs, and all of a sudden cars are flying by you. And
that is true. I was just telling my wife when I'd be in Brazil, I go, "It's so gnarly, the roads," because she goes, "How's Brazil? Like, can we go down there and like be safe?" I go, "You can, but like the roads are so gnarly. There's no lines in the middle of the road. Everyone's just driving.
You just go. Yeah.
He's like, "Oh, you want to go eat over there?" Just pull away over the side, park up on the sidewalk, right in front of the. Doesn't matter. Right in front of where you're gonna eat and get. I'm like, "Are we all right here?" And I'm like, "What do you mean?"
Yeah, you're fine.
It's fine. It's just honking and just. It's so fun though. It's sketchy, but it's fun.
That's how he described it. Yeah, and he said he was too Americanized now. He's too used to traffic laws.
Yeah, just the perfect, like, okay, stop, go, green, red.
Yeah.
You need to change that. That's cool, I think.
My daughter would love it. My daughter asked me that one time when she was just learning. This is not what you want to hear from a 16-year-old. But she goes, if there's no one around a stop sign, why do we have to stop? Like, I mean, at night you can see there's no one around.
Yeah.
And I go, because you don't want a ticket. That's the only good reason.
Yeah, right. You never know when someone's coming from the other way and they think the same thing. Maybe, who knows? Yeah, you don't want a ticket.
Yeah, you just don't want a ticket. I go, we're a society of don't get caught.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. More so than most, and I've asked a lot of guests this. Imagine you're from 15 to 25 if cell phone cameras were around.
What do you mean if back in their day?
Yeah. Because I tell my daughters all the time, I go, you think we didn't do stupid shit? I go, we just don't have proof of it. They're all up here.
Yeah.
and they all get a little better over time up in the head.
Yeah. Oh my God. I know. Because now you always have your phone on you because it's how you pay for things and yada. But yeah, I mean, you could just pull out. I could think of so many things I would have took pictures of, like my friends, puking or whatever,
Oh, I know.
I'm kind of glad that we did it though. It would have been on all over the internet, everything, a little thing we did.
Yeah.
That'd be horrible.
Jeez. Now you're thinking that. So I've done that where I've like, I had the talks with my daughter. I'm like, there's nothing you're gonna do that like it's. I mean, we did it all. I mean,
yeah, oh yeah,
and there's just not proof,
yeah,
and we certainly didn't post it,
no,
So I mean, that's why I like imagine if there was proof of all that craziness.
Oh God, no, that would not be good. I would be like, no, get that off of there somehow. There's no way. I mean, pictures are bad enough,
Yeah.
Pictures, but those, I mean, on the internet, it's on the internet forever, right?
Yeah, I mean that was the story I was trying to tell my daughters. It's like it doesn't go away.
No, never.
I go, because I remember, but in Hawaii in 1985, the drinking age was still 18.
Yeah,
that changed in December 31st, 1985. And I turned 18 in June, and we went to Hawaii after my senior trip after I graduated. And so, like, literally, we got off the plane, we went to a bar because we're like, we're going to a bar. It's like,
yeah, 18. I remember that. I remember because I was still too young to buy beer, but it was like
your friends, yeah.
So it's a lot easier to find someone 18 than 21.
And it was a lot. Yeah, I think it's just more relaxed, right? It's like,
yeah. Oh yeah, they didn't really care anyways.
Yeah.
Oh,
dude, we were renting mopeds.
Yeah.
At 18, no credit card, no insurance. Like we just rented mopeds driving around Waikiki. A lot of times the one-way streets were the wrong way.
I know, you get so turned around over there in Waikiki.
Yeah.
Really, yeah. I still do when I go over there.
Do you ever go to other islands to surf?
I do. These days, not as much. Back when I was younger, I would be on Oahu, but then like I'd say like meet up with Herbie or someone, Fletcher, and then we'd like get a couple guys like Nathan and Christian, like Johnny Boy or someone, and we'd go like to Kauai or something for go surf, Honolulu. I remember a couple times doing that. I mean, just score, but I don't do it as much anymore. But did a bunch. Yeah, like not as more like Hawaii. Never in Maui some few times. Honolulu, but
on the north side, yeah.
Not on the Big Island. I never really. I've been to the Big Island, but I don't think I've ever surfed the Big Island. To tell you the truth, only Maui and Kauai. Yeah.
I don't think I've ever. Because that's part of my territory for my job. And so I highland hop. I go to Oahu, then I'll hit Maui, Big Island, and Kauai. And I've seen surf at Kauai, Maui, obviously the Big Island, Hawaii. I've never seen good surf on the Big Island.
I know that.
Even when I go to the Hilo side.
People say it gets good, but I've never. I even have friends that have moved over there from here, San Clemente, and they never came back. It's good over there, but maybe it's one of those places it gets good, but not that often. I don't know.
Yeah.
I've never lived there, so on the Big Island, but sure it gets good. Just it has its moments, I'm sure.
Yeah, I hadn't surfed, dude, in probably 30 years. And I was in April. I went to Kauai and I rented a longboard.
Oh yeah.
I was not in the condition I needed to be. I'm in pretty good shape, but just the paddle. So
way into that, how good if you're not used to those paddling muscles and just all that. So I've taught a bunch of guys and they're in really good shape and stuff, like motocross guys and stuff. I'm like, okay, you ready? And they're like, yeah, I'm really good. And then 5 minutes in the water, they're just beat. They're just like, ooh, like, well, come on, let's go. It's any sport, if you're not conditioned for that sport.
It's different, yeah. Well, that's what I was going to ask you too. Like, so, and maybe, do you wish you had the conditioning, maybe regimen? Did you do anything outside of surfing to stay in shape, or is it just surf every day?
No, I just mainly surf every day, skateboarded, rode motorcycle, just any thrill seeking stuff, Yeah. My training. But yeah, I surf. I love to surf so much that I'd surf every day, no matter what, at least once a day. and mostly like 3 times a day, especially growing up. And still now I surf every day when I'm not injured. I'm injured right now, so I can't surf, but I don't know, just can't really see myself spending that much time in a gym or something,
Yeah.
I guess riding bikes or just can't see myself just hanging out in a gym, working out. That's just too boring. So, yeah.
What injury are you dealing with right now?
I tore my ACL and my meniscus. So
Oh shit.
I had surgery in August. So
You're right in it.
yeah, right. About a month and a half in it. So I'm cruising on. Like I swim, do a lot of walking. I can ride bike now. So that's what I do.
and my daughter tore her ACL playing lacrosse in high school, so we rehabbed up before her senior year. So
did she have surgery and stuff?
Yeah. It popped her junior year in the game.
Really, it's so loud. Mine just
as soon as she went down, because my older daughter was a senior, my younger daughter was a junior, both playing, and as soon as she went down, I went, "That's it. That's bad." Because she never. That was the doctor. She never complained.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, they'd get bruises, cuts, whatever. Like, but she went down and couldn't even get up, and I'm like, "Oh man!" I ran out on the field. I was like, "It's bad."
Yeah, it's gnarly. I'm knock on wood. I've never. Now I have had knee injury, but I've never had any problems with my knees. I've broken my leg, my ankles, but I've had 2 back surgeries and stuff, but never anything with my knees. And I was just kicking out of a wave, just nothing gnarly or anything, just like kicking out backside and just big pop. And I was like,
strong way.
And I was like, I thought I broke my leg because I've never done anything to my knee. And then I just went to the doctor and he just said, yeah. I went and saw Kramer and he just said, yeah, we're going to go in there and fix that thing up. So
yeah, what we found out with the ACL, I don't know about the MCL, with the ACLs, they said like older people that don't do a lot of turning, or if they're just walking, they won't replace them. They won't repair them.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because the ACL is just for twisting.
Yeah.
So like if you're in your 60s and if you're not being active, they won't do it.
Just leave it up. Yeah. I couldn't imagine that. Oh my God.
Oh, I know, man. I think nowadays, I'm going to ask you this question. It seems like guys our age, right? I always thought, like, when I was in my 20s and 30s, even like 50 and 60-year-olds were like, that's ancient. Like, they don't do anything. They're just sitting around. And now it seems like a lot of my friends I went to school with and all that, we're all still active. We're all still trying to do stuff. So I don't know. Do you think that, do you see that with your friends?
Oh yeah, definitely. As soon as you said that, I was like, because like I'm 53, so it's like I still think I'm a kid, but I still feel the same as I do when I was probably in my 20s. But my reaction times are a little bit slower.
Yeah.
For surfing, but I feel just as strong. I think it's just like my brain wants to do stuff, like hit the lip over here, but it's just a little bit harder, not harder, but just slower. I gotta make my move a little bit sooner than I used to.
Yeah.
But I feel like 100% still young. I mean, I know what you're saying, because when I heard, like, when I was a kid, I heard someone say they're 50 or 55 or 2. You're done, man. That's it.
Yeah.
Man. What are you going to be doing now? But now that I'm getting around that age, I'm like, I'm ready. I'm still ready to.
Yeah. Well, my brother-in-law, the one that taught me how to surf, just retired. He became a fireman at Glendale Fire, and he just retired this last December. And they live up in Goleta, but so now he gets to go in the water more often. That's all he says.
So he, how old?
60.
That's killer.
Yeah. He's done.
Yeah, he's got so much time now. That's crazy.
Yeah. So he's I've known him for 37 years now, 38 years. He's lived in Huntington, San Clemente, or Santa Barbara.
Oh, so he's lived here in San Clemente?
Yeah. He lived right on the north side of the pier.
That's talking about your brother-in-law.
Yeah.
Sick. Where he lived on the north side of the pier? Like where? You know?
That was their first apartment. They lived together. Really close to the pier. I mean, we used to walk down. I remember. I'd have to go back down. I haven't been down there in a long time.
Beach, huh?
Huh?
Close to the beach?
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, he's always lived close to the water because he's been surfing his whole life.
Yeah. Huh. I don't even know him. What's his name?
Ed Foster.
Ed Foster. I don't know him.
Yeah. He took me. He was super cool. I mean, obviously, you know, started in Ventura, Oxnard, and then I come to learn, like, be careful surfing there because the locals back in the, and I'm like, I never had a problem, but they were always cool with Ed, and I didn't do stupid shit. So
yeah, that's major.
yeah. He took me up to the ranch, which I didn't know was a super.
Yeah.
You know, he had a friend that had a house up there. I was like, that's cool. So
I still surf the ranch. I can't believe it.
he's got the one picture he has of himself surfing, because he's pretty humble about it, is a wave at the ranch, and it was a double break, and it's just, I mean, it's a perfect, like, 8 foot going both ways.
Yeah, I mean, I got to go there at some point. You just can't get on there unless you have property there. So
Yeah.
you gotta know.
You got to know somebody.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that at the time. You know, it's like, he's like, hey, we're gonna go up to my friend's house. I'm like, all right.
That's right.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then, have you ever surfed Halama?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, see, that's too cold. Once you get above North Point Concepcion, too cold.
Yeah, it's cold. I mean, I think that's colder than like Santa Cruz. Some reason, all that in there is just freezing, and it's deep water, and it's sharky, and it's
it was squiddy. The day we went out was jellyfish. All these little box jellyfish were on the beach because the tide had gone out. I mean, thousands of them. The little ones.
Yeah, those little bubble bottles.
Yeah. And we'd walk out. And I'm like, what are we doing, man? He goes, well, let's just go, see how it goes. And I was out, and I was like, it was just, I only had I think I had a 3.2, and he had he was full 5 seam tape, all that.
Yeah.
He had the hoodie, and I wasn't ready for it. And I was just freezing my butt off. So I just went out and came back in. Like, good.
It's cold there, but good waves. Gets big.
Yeah. What's your, other than, outside of California, what are your favorite surf spots? And outside of North Shore, because I know you live there too.
I know, I always say that North Shore. Well, I like in Mexico. I like down in Mexico, like Puerto. Any kind of those beach break, those right points down there that are beach break. I mean, sand points. That's a good question. I've surfed so many different spots. I'm trying to think there. Australia, I guess, a good waves there. Brazil. I'm trying to think of my favorite besides Hawaii. I mean, obviously Indo, of course.
Yeah.
Wise and all that kind of stuff would probably be the most because there's so many different spots, everything you need in like just that little area, Yeah. But I'd say probably that Sumatra area.
Cool. Is there any spot you want to hit before you end it all? Is there a bucket list? Is there a bucket list spot in his ear?
Yeah, the ranch.
Yeah, the ranch.
The ranch. I'd love to go surf the ranch. Geez, where haven't I surfed that I want to surf? Sure. That's a good question. I got to find a new spot. Yeah, the secret. I know. I know there's a place, the secret spot that nobody knows of, that I haven't surfed yet. I don't know. I'll let you know when I find it.
After you do it, right?
Yeah, I haven't found it yet.
Well, that's how the ranch was. And I don't know if it's still that way, but I mean, back in the 80s, early 90s, it was like, it was in the surf mags, like the secret spot, Yeah,
and that's where they filmed like a lot of Big Wednesday, that movie. And it still doesn't get crowded. They keep it pretty
oh yeah, it's
private.
There's definitely no way to get in. I mean, my brother, they'd boat up.
Oh yeah.
So,
But I a lot of the local guys that own the land there, they get kind of bummed out, you know. And then I think when you come around, there's like a couple guys at like a certain spot. I heard, then they go to the next one, you know. They kind of keep it pretty cool like that. Where it's like, don't, you know, everybody doesn't need to go to the same spot. There's plenty of ways around.
Yeah.
It's just like show respect, you know.
Yeah, it's not like Rincon.
Yeah. I didn't go there anymore. It's just too, you know,
Malibu is bad too.
Everywhere's bad these days. I mean, everywhere. Doesn't matter where you're at. It's just there's so many people doing it now. It's crazy. I mean, from soft top guys, the longboards, boards, to like just the guys that surf every day, and then the guys that are weekend warriors. There's so many people that doesn't matter really where you go, it's going to be crowded.
I think that depends. I remember the weekend my sister got married to my brother-in-law, and they went to Hawaii. I came back and there's a really big swell, and I went down to lowers, and then I came back and I called my friend. I go, dude, we got to. It's big. It's really big. Let's go to Salt Creek, because I live right off Crown Valley. We jet down there for the afternoon, and I'm like, it was big. I mean, it was for me. I mean, it was like whole. And you look in the water and you only see like 8 guys, and you're like, that's pretty. It was so big, like the kids weren't going out. It was too big.
Yeah,
yeah. So I paddled out. And I caught one wave. And that was it. I got scared. I was on a probably a 6.0, 6.1, and just it was chattering going down the face. Oh, yeah. I'm like, nope, all done. I didn't get hurt. I'm good.
Do that. Yeah, a lot of people go out one wave if they even get out. And then that's why it clears everybody out. That's good when it's big. It's like, it's the crowd control. The waves are the crowd control.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It's like, and because even like I live in Redondo now, and it's crowded all the weekends and all that. But when it gets really big, it's crowd control.
It's like that. Yeah, same around here. I mean, it trestles. People go out when it's big, but there's so many waves, and it just pushes everybody. You know, so. Yeah. It's kind of foams everybody out, and they kind of get back out another couple sets and just kind of filters everybody out. It's kind of I like it, nice, but
yeah, for the good guys, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I like it. Are you still doing Archie's Garage, or what have you been working on?
Well, I haven't. No, I just kind of, it's still around, but I just I was doing shirts and like product and stuff like that. I kind of just backed off on it because it was a lot of work, and for what out of it. I was trying to make a push there, and it's just so hard to break into. Just a lot of work for what I was getting, pretty much. Yeah. But we have a house here in San Clemente. We do Airbnb.
Oh, nice.
So I'm doing we have like four places on our property that me and my wife run. So that's how we're making our money. But I still work on my cars and do a lot of all the.
I was going to say you should Airbnb out your car, man. I take it for the weekend.
And I know it's a good idea. I'll rent it out, but people thrash. You never know. People thrash it. Right?
They do that now. You can.
Really?
Yeah, man. I'll send you the link because I looked into it for my birthday. I was gonna. My wife's like, "Oh, get a car, get a whatever," and I'm like, "Man, I was looking at a '58 Corvette." I was like, "Oh." My first car was a '62 Ford Galaxy convertible.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That thing probably guzzled the gas, huh?
Oh, dude, I pushed it many a time. The only thing that didn't work on it was the gas, the needle.
Oh, the gas gauge?
Yeah. So I couldn't find one. There were no 62 Fords, and dude, I pushed that thing so many times. It was ridiculous.
The thing was probably a pretty fast car, though. Huh? A lot of power.
It had a 352. It was the same block as the 390 that they put in the Thunderbirds.
Nice.
So, yeah, it basically had the Thunderbird engine.
Yeah, rad. Killer.
Yeah, so I used to go to all the car shows with that when I was that dude. I had that. So I was 15. My dad bought that car for under $1,000, and it didn't run. And he goes, hey, do you want to drive when you turn 16? I go, well, of course. I'm like, cool, I'm going to get a car. He goes, you get the Ford. I go, it doesn't run. He goes, if you want to drive, you'll figure it out.
Oh, sick.
So he gave me a Blue and Chill, the Blue Book, and I had to come home after school and work on it. And I'd like put the fuel pump on or the water pump and do all this stuff. And he's like, no, you did that wrong. Take it back off. Do it again tomorrow. So
that's so good.
Yeah. So I mean, I got it running. So I used to take it to car shows. It wasn't like a show car. It had a dent on the left that I didn't have the money to repair. But it was my car. That's all that mattered.
Yeah. As a driver, and it's good about that is if you do it yourself, if something goes wrong, you pretty much know what's going on.
I knew exactly what to do with it. Yeah. Yeah.
And then, I like it.
So my second job was work at the gas station back in the day when they had full serve gas stations with mechanics.
Yeah. So oh, really?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, dude. He would got the head mechanic. He was real busy. He'd let me do the oil changes and the battery swap outs and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was right.
Got to use all the tools.
Yeah. It was. That was a big deal, man. The Snap-on truck would come by.
Yeah.
Snap-on.
That's so rad. And you could probably. Yeah, anything did it have lifts in it too, so you could use the lifts?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I want to get so bad.
You want to lift? That'd be cool.
Yeah, because I have this like a big garage, like this. Me and my dad built this Steel Master big shed thing. It's big enough to put a lift in it, so I have my cars in there. But I haven't put one in yet. But that's my next project probably. So because that way I can lift it up and work on it underneath, and I don't have to get underneath it.
You would need a hydro. I mean, you could get the ones that go up from the side instead of because we had the big hydros that were built into the ground, but you could just
the side ones.
Yeah,
those are. I know. I could do that. I could put that in there. Got to get one.
Exactly.
No big deal. Just got to get one.
Yeah, you can blame me. Tell your wife, hey, this guy on the show.
I know. I got to do it. That's my next goal, I guess.
Yeah, I'll have to come up. Tell her it's safer to store it when it's up higher. So you have more work room.
Yeah, we can store it up high and get another car under it. Another project underneath it.
See?
Yeah. Always thinking ahead.
Got to, man. Well, hey, man, I appreciate the time. It's obviously getting dark where you're at. So.
Oh, yeah, you probably can't see me here.
No, it's all good.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, man. So I appreciate the time. And what's the best way that people can reach out to you? Is it Instagram?
Yeah, just Instagram.
Okay.
That's the best. And I get back to as many people as I can and say hi and whatnot. Up with old friends and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool, man. Well, I appreciate it. I'll try and stay in touch. I'll see what I can do about the ranch.
Yeah, that'd be sick. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll see. I'll give him a call.
Yeah, we'll go serve. That'd be sick.
That won't be me. It'll be him.
Till January, I'll be back in the water in January.
Okay.
But keep me updated. All right.
I appreciate it, man.
All right, man.
Appreciate the talk. Thanks, bro.
All right. See you.
Bye.